Well, yeah, we're actually going through a divorce right now.
Yeah.
But we're family. We love each other. That's never gonna change. We're the best of friends. He actually dropped me off at the cruise.
Hey guys, Connor Richards here with another episode of my new podcast, Life Outside Poker, where I talk to successful poker players who are also successful outside of poker. My guest for this episode is Princess Love. Princess Love is a reality TV star who broke onto the poker scene last year with a deep run in the WPT World Championship. We talked about her deep run in that event, her acting career, and she also opened up about her ongoing divorce with R&B star Ray J. We recorded this interview at sea while on the WPT Voyage, and I hope you enjoy it. Princess, thank you for doing this. I'm super excited to talk to you. This is a new podcast, Life Outside Poker. So really, I'm interested in talking to people in the poker world who do stuff outside of poker. So you're obviously a great person to talk to. I want to talk to you about all sorts of stuff, your acting career. Maybe let's start off around there. You were born in Oakland. Is that where you grew up?
Yes, no, I was born in Oakland. I grew up in Austin, Texas.
You grew up in Austin, Texas.
Yeah,
Okay.
Texas, yeah.
What was it like growing up in Texas?
It was amazing. Like growing up in Austin, everybody's just so grounded. Everyone knows each other. It's at the time, Austin is so much bigger now. It's really Austin is like LA right now. Right. But back then, growing up, it was like a small city. Everyone knew each other. Everyone, pretty much. It's the South. So. Yeah, it was amazing growing up in Austin,
Yeah, I actually interviewed a player yesterday who happened to be from Dallas and just one of the friendliest guys ever. We talked about Texas poker and stuff like that. Texas, just in general, a lot of hospitality there.
Yeah, Southern hospitality.
Absolutely. Yeah. So when did you get back to California and how'd you end up in Hollywood?
Well, I moved to California. Well, I moved to LA when I met my husband back in 2012. Yeah, so I've been in LA ever since. And, we have 2 kids now. So we're, we live more of like a tame lifestyle with the kids and taking them to school and all that. But I don't live in Hollywood. I live like in the Valley area. Yeah.
Okay. But you do live in Los Angeles. Is that right?
Porter Ranch. I live in Porter Ranch.
Yeah. So you mentioned your husband. There have been headlines. Not really good news there. Is there an update there? What's going on?
We're actually going through a divorce right now.
Yeah.
But we're family. We love each other. That's never gonna change. We're the best of friends. He actually dropped me off at the cruise because he was in Miami.
Oh, wow.
So he picked me up from the airport, dropped me off at the cruise. So we're the best of friends. Like we're always gonna be family. But unfortunately, we live 2 different lifestyles. And we just decided the best thing for our family is for us to just do what we need to do to be happy separately, but we're still family. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And your husband is a big R&B star. I have memories of my little sister's ringtone being Sexy Can I. So just that hook is, permanently stuck in my head. Yeah. Great song, by the way. Yeah. But how did you guys meet?
We met in Las Vegas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we met in Las Vegas. I wasn't playing poker then. But yeah, we met in Las Vegas. It was probably kind of like a love at first sight type of thing, shortly after I moved to LA.
That's awesome. Whoa.
12 years later.
What was it about him? I mean, he, obviously the voice.
Yeah. A bunch of things.
Yeah. That's awesome. Well,
he's all right.
Yeah.
He's all right.
And you mentioned you have kids. Those are kids with him as well?
Yeah. Melody and Epic, those are our kids. Yeah. They're 4 and 5.
4 and 5. Okay. So pretty young.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How do you like being a mother?
I love being a mother. I've always wanted to be a mother. I felt like, that was the one thing that would like complete me as, some people don't really care about having kids. Some people are like, okay, yeah, I'll have kids. And some people like me are like, all I want to do is be a mom. And that's me. Like, I feel like I've accomplished that. everything else that I do is just a plus. You know what I mean? To feel like completely 100% fulfilled and happy. Everything else that I do is just a plus.
Yeah, you hear that from a lot of people. I don't have kids, but I don't know many people who have kids and don't say that it totally changes their lives, gives them new meaning, new purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. So how about your reality TV career? That's probably something that kicked off when you and Ray J started dating?
Yeah. Yeah, I was kind of like thrown into that mix, scenario, life, whatever. Never wanted to be on TV. I was kind of thrown into it because of my relationship. And 8-9 years later, yeah, here we are.
So you mentioned that you never wanted to be on TV, but you did become quite popular on the show Love and Hip Hop Hollywood, and you've appeared on that a lot. Talk a little bit about that show and your experience on it.
Well, at first going into it, I was like, terrified because I never did an audition. I was kind of just like thrown, some people like they audition to be on Love and Hip Hop, or they audition,
Oh,
they
interesting.
want to be on reality television show. In my case, I was kind of like thrown into it because my husband was on it, and like I'm a part of his life. So then I had to be in it. So, I mean, at first it was hard, and then I kind of got accustomed to it. And it was just like a part of our lives. Like, I'm completely like fine with having a camera in front of my face. And, I'm just an open book because I'm just so used to everything being all out in the open. And before I did reality television, I always wanted to be an actress, but I was terrified of the camera. Right.
Yeah.
So I felt like being on reality television kind of got me comfortable with being in front of the camera. And, I was able to like do that. I was able to like go into acting and doing movies because, I was comfortable in front of the camera. That was like my biggest fear, being in front of the camera.
Do you think it was easier through reality TV in the sense that you can be yourself and you don't have to, put on a role or a character?
It's harder being on reality television because it's you're putting your life out there.
Yeah.
With acting, you can become somebody else. It's more fun. You know that what you're doing, it's not you. You're acting. It's fun. So it's two totally different. It's two totally different things. Yeah.
Did it take some getting used to? You said you did get comfortable on the camera and it's led to different things. Was it instantly you were kind of comfortable, or did it take a couple episodes, couple seasons?
It took like 2 years for me to be comfortable.
Wow.
Yeah, I used to be like sweating. I used to have to like drink to like be okay. I was not okay. I was nervous, like I had anxiety, It's not. I wouldn't wish that on like my worst enemy.
I think a lot of people can relate to that.
It was scary.
I bet. But it sounds like you've gotten over that, or do you still get that?
No, not at all. No, I'm completely numb to it. Yeah, it's been like 10 years, so I'm fine with it. Yeah. And it's actually made me like more confident because I don't care what other people think. I don't care what people say. It's made me so much more confident, stronger as a person. That nothing, like literally nothing, I let nothing affect me.
It's got to be difficult, though, with so much of your private life on public display. I mean, even seeing like TMZ chase you down when you're trying to, go down the street with your daughter and stuff like that. That's got to be hard.
It's not hard. It's a little weird. But it's not hard. It's not hard.
Not hard?
It is what it is,
Did you have to adapt to that, or I don't know, do you have like paparazzi and stuff?
I mean, paparazzi's all over LA.
Okay.
They're just there, so if you don't want to be seen, just don't go to those places,
Yeah. So a lot of these shows like Love and Hip Hop Hollywood, there's tons of drama, tons of feuds. I think a lot of people who watch these shows ask like, how much of this is played up? How much of this is real drama? Give us the inside scoop. How much of this is real on TV, on reality TV?
For me, it's real.
Yeah.
I can't speak for anybody else. Yeah, it's real. It's my life, and whatever's going on in your life, that's what they, follow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I wish some of it wasn't real,
Yeah.
but it is. Yeah, it's very real.
And so
For me, I don't know about everybody else
Sure.
and what they would do to be on camera, but for me, that's just, everything that I do is real.
And you mentioned some people audition for shows like that. That's kind of interesting to
Yeah.
audition. Yeah.
Yeah, because your personality, and a lot of people just want to be on TV. I'm not one of those people. I'm completely fine never being on TV.
Yeah.
So I'm very low key, it's like I love to play poker. I love to be, I'm dressed up now because I just went to dinner. But I love being low key. I love just, doing the things that I love to do privately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so through acting, it sounds like you've gotten a lot of other opportunities. You've been an executive producer on some shows.
Mm-hmm.
That's got to be very exciting.
Yeah.
Well,
I've literally tried everything. I've tried acting. I've done like producing. I've done executive producing. I'm just the type of person that I like to try everything. You know what I mean? And for me, what fills a void in my life right now is, aside from my kids, but playing poker. It actually fills the void that I've been searching for like all this time. It's like I've tried everything. I've tried a clothing line. I've done a makeup line. I've tried acting. I've tried producing. For me, I feel like poker fills that void.
Why do you think that is? What is it about poker that fills the void for you?
I'm just a competitive person, just at heart, at my soul. I'm a competitive person, and even if I'm like playing a board game or playing tennis or anything that has to do with competing, riding a horse, like I have horses. Yeah, I'm just a competitive person. I love the sport. I love playing against other people. I love meeting new people. And, I've met so many people playing poker, and I love it. Nobody's judging you. You're meeting people from all walks of life, right? Like one of my best friends is like, shout out to Rich. He's an older guy, right? Older white guy. But if you see us together, you would never know that we're like best friends, right? So it's just, you meet people from all walks of life and you just become friends. It's the community. It's, I love the community. I love the game, and I love making money.
I totally relate to that. I always tell my friends or people who don't play poker that you sit down at a table and you just seriously have 9 people from all different walks of life, ages ranging from 21 to 70. And there just aren't a lot of other situations where you're interacting with people like that. And so it's really interesting. And again, like there's so many interesting people in the poker world. That's why I wanted to do this podcast, because it does seem to just attract a wide variety of people.
Absolutely.
Yep. That's crazy. So how did you first get into poker and how old were you?
Well, I got into poker a little over a year ago.
So very recently.
Yes, very recently. Not this past Thanksgiving, but the Thanksgiving before that. I had a family over, and we always do like game nights and stuff like that. And I tell my cousin, oh, hey, I want to learn how to play poker, and I want to learn how to play chess. So they're like, oh, my cousin and her husband, oh, I'll teach you how to play poker right now. Where's the cards? So they teach me. I'm like, okay, this is cool, right? And so I kind of took what they taught me. We went to Vegas 2 weeks later, and we passed by the casino. And I said, oh, maybe I should try to go play like real live poker. So I go and I play, and I'm like, okay, I think I like this, right? So I play. At the time, we were in Vegas for like 3 months. So we were staying at the Wynn.
Mm-hmm.
So I go downstairs and I see everyone in the lobby area. And I'm like, oh, what's going on? They're like, oh, that's a tournament. I said, oh, a tournament? What's that? So I play it. The third tournament I played at the Wynn, I won.
Jeez.
The third time.
Wow. Well, I think that it's definitely true. What do they call it? Survivor's bias, where if you run well or you do good at the beginning.
Really well. Yeah, I ran really well. Yeah.
No, I'm the same way. One of the first times first sessions I had, I hit like a bad beat jackpot. My dad was telling me he's never hit one of those in, 30 years.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably, why I got attracted to the game. What tournament was that at the Win? What was the buy-in?
Just like the daily. It was like a what is it? Was like a $200 buy-in, and I won like $14,000 for first place.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And speaking of good tournament runs, I remember when I first noticed you on the tournament scene was at last year's WPT World Championship when you made a deep run in that.
Yeah.
That's obviously a major event, one of the biggest tournaments of the year.
Yeah.
What was that experience like for you?
Oh my God, I was so nervous, but I was ready for it. This was my first time playing a 10K main event. So I was looking forward to it the whole year, and I was ready. I was scared shitless to say the least. But it was interesting because day 2 I had like 13 big blinds. I had 13 big blinds on day 2. By the end of day 3, I had 4 million in chips.
Yeah, I think heading into day 4, you were one of the chip leaders, right?
Yeah.
What was that like?
Yeah.
And that's fun because, in a big event like that, you have time, you go home and, what was your strategy going in the next day with all the chips?
Oh my gosh. So would you believe me if I told you I didn't sleep?
Probably.
So
just
I did not.
Adrenaline,
It was adrenaline. I was nervous, but after every day I would go to the Win and play cash. So I was getting like 2-3 hours of sleep every night. So I felt like I was like a little delusional. I was so tired.
So you were playing cash after the tournament?
After the tournaments, because I was so nervous. I couldn't sleep.
Oh, wow. So you did it because you were nervous.
I was nervous. I had anxiety, and I couldn't sleep, so I'd play cash after, and then I would go to my room, rest for like a couple, like 2-3 hours, and then I would get right up. And I felt like I was just, I don't know. I can't explain it. I don't know why I did that, but I was like in battle mode, right? But by the time I got to like the 3rd day, it kind of settled in, and I was like, okay, this is what I need to do. I need to play smart. I need to be patient. I need to pick my spots, and I just need to be patient. I don't care if I'm down to my last, right? At one point, I think I was down to like less than 10 big blinds, and I was just patient. I'm like, I'm not going to go all in, I'm going to 3-bet with the hand I'll go all in with, but I'm not going to just pick a hand and go all in with it.
That's good, because I think a lot of people do that, especially in a big event. If they don't have a lot of experience, they'll get nervous and just want to get it in. Yeah. I think sometimes, even maybe they kind of subconsciously want to bust just because they're so stressed out.
Or they just want to 20 big blinds is plenty. People don't realize that. You don't have to just go all in with 20 big blinds, or even 15, 5, yeah, but 15, you're still good,
Well, it sounds like you have your big blind strategy down. What sort of
I'm still learning.
what sort of studying or how do you how did you get better at the game? Just by playing?
By playing and by studying. I listened to a lot of like I studied like Jonathan Little's stuff. Yeah. Just YouTube, reading a lot. I have a coach now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I have a coach now. As like 2 months ago, I have a coach. After the WPT, I got a coach because I felt like, I just want to take my game to the next level. Everything that I've done so far is just like learning naturally and studying naturally. So there's always more that you can learn. And I just want to get better.
And I should probably know this, but how'd you end up in the event? What place did you finish?
In what?
In the WPT World
40th.
Championship.
I got
40th. Wow.
Yeah, 40th. And then right before that, I did the Stormex event, and I got second place.
Oh wow! Yeah. And I wasn't
Stormex Invitational.
I wasn't familiar with that one, but I was covering, or I was attending that Celebrity Poker Tour event that you ended up winning. Yeah, not for the whole thing. So I had to leave, so I didn't get to see you win, but I was there before. I actually did get some video of you and Ray J together. So
That was just a fun tournament.
Yeah.
I did not expect to win that.
Yeah.
Because there's so many people who don't really like know what they're doing. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get sucked out on, of course, Yeah, but I try not to bluff a lot. Actually, I might have bluffed a couple people, but only like if they were a pro, I would bluff them, but I would not bluff like the amateurs because they don't know how to fold.
Good strategy.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, I remember that game, and I'm just putting it together because I know you're from Texas. Bun B was playing in that.
Yes, he was.
I'm a huge UGK fan.
Me too.
Yeah, okay, hell yeah.
Me too. Yeah, I'm a huge Bumpy fan.
Did you get to play with him at all?
No, but he was at the next table. So
yeah.
I was going over there talking to him. Yeah, that was funny that I won that tournament because I was actually drinking from 12 o'clock. Like me and Ray were drinking from 12 o'clock in the afternoon. And it's funny because at the end of the tournament when I won, I told Blake, I was like, please don't ask me any questions. I am so drunk. And then here comes Tiffany, right? And then he tries to stop her, but it's too late. He's like, it's too late.
Blake's a great guy. I'm sure he did all he could.
Yeah.
But that was a fun one. What was up top in that event? It was like a really nice bottle of...
It was the Louis the 13th.
Oh, wow.
And then like a belt, like a championship belt. And then like $20,000.
What'd you do with that belt? Is that hanging on your wall?
Yeah, it's like right there when you walk in my house, you can see it right on the little mantle.
That's amazing. Well, it's kind of crazy that, you started playing so recently and you already have major tournament victories, major tournament deep runs. Do you prefer cash games or tournaments?
Tournaments.
Yeah?
Yeah. I love cash, but if I play cash, I'm just having fun. I'm drinking, I'm playing with my friends. Yeah, I'm not a grinder, so I'm not sitting there with my headphones on. I'm like, I have a drink, I'm having fun. We're playing 7 deuce, I love playing cash for fun, but only if I'm playing with friends. Yeah. Like that's why I don't play cash in LA often because I don't know anybody that plays poker there. So when I do play, I'm in Vegas.
I would say though, just given your celebrity connections, if you wanted to get in some good private games, I bet you could clean up in those.
Yeah, I probably could, but I mean, I don't know. I don't really leave the table with any chips when I'm playing cash, so that probably wouldn't be a good idea.
Well, you're doing just fine in tournaments, so no need to make the transition. And speaking of tournaments, we're doing this interview here on the WPT Voyage. I know that you were one of WPT's special guests. How's the experience been for you?
Oh my gosh. So this is my first time I've been on a cruise.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, I mean, this whole experience has been amazing. Just from my room to, everybody on the ship and just the restaurants and stopping, the Bahamas and just being able to look outside your room and see the ocean, right? You can come down here anytime and there's always a game. I'm like wearing my house shoes, not right now, but I come downstairs wearing my house shoes and it's so much fun, Yeah, I love it.
What are some of the things that you've done? You mentioned that we were in the Bahamas. Mm-hmm. Did you do any of the fun activities on shore, any snorkeling or anything like that?
I didn't do snorkeling. I wanted to do snorkeling, but I didn't get a chance to. But I did the what is it? The blow up bed looking thing, and then they pull it on the jet ski.
Oh, just tubing? Was it tubing?
Yes. Yeah. That is a lot scarier than it. Have you done that?
Yes. It's a lot when I was little.
Terrifying.
It is. Yeah. I remember going boating when I was little. We would go to Lake Powell. That's a place in southern Utah, and my uncle would whip us around on those things. Yeah. Sometimes we'd have 2 going at a time, and we'd flip over each other and clank heads and stuff.
It looks fun from far away.
It is dangerous. It is dangerous. Yeah. Did you enjoy it though?
No,
you didn't enjoy it.
I did not enjoy it at all. No. And then me and my friends were on it, and we couldn't even open our eyes. Our eyes were shut. There's
getting splashed
salt
with water
going in our face, in our mouths, just like spitting water all over our faces. And then we're just like, when is this over? When is this over? But yeah, I'm glad that we did it because you can say that we did something. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Good experience. And Something else that's been great on this cruise is amazing food. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
What are some of the
Yes.
best restaurants or meals you've had so far?
Right now, my favorite restaurant is the Gombe, the hibachi place.
Mm,
Yeah,
right
that
on.
was my favorite. Yeah, I haven't really got a chance to like try too many restaurants, but just the extra virgin.
Yeah, I went to Extra Virgin last
Extra
night. That was good.
Virgin. Yeah, but right now, Gombe is my favorite.
That's awesome. What about when we were in Grand Cayman? You do anything there?
Grand Cayman.
That was
That's where we did it.
that's where you did it. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
What about today? Did you go to that party today?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
That was
and
fun.
then we got on the go-kart and we were getting ready to go downtown and I'm like, I don't know about this. Cause I was like driving myself and I'm like, I don't know about this. You guys can just drop me back off and then go get me a souvenir.
That's understandable. How about you had any tournament runs on this voyage?
Well, no, I did like it was like 80th in the 5K. Like the tournaments for me have been more like cash games. So I was in the tournament and I have like Conrad
Oh, okay.
and Ethan Rampage at the table with me. We're taking shots. And like this is not a tournament. This feels like a cash game, right? But yeah, and then I had something happen with the prime where I really don't even feel like talking about that. I got long story short, we had to stop and we had to it was a medical emergency. So I came down and they told me that they were going to make an announcement. It was a medical emergency, so we had to make a stop in Key West. So they told me to wait for the announcement. I go back up to my room and waiting for the announcement. I randomly come back down and they already started. I blinded me out to 5 big blinds and I actually had 400,000 in chips, to start with, but I got blinded out to like 5 big blinds by the time I got there. So that sucks, but I'm just going to blame that on myself because everybody else was there and obviously they got the memo. So it was on me,
Well, that's definitely unfortunate, but I guess the one positive is that you did make it into the money in that, yeah?
Yeah, I guess.
Small positive. Maybe not much of a positive.
Very small positive, but yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we got the summer coming up and there's going to be the World Series of Poker. Do you have any plans to play that?
Oh, absolutely.
Full schedule?
Absolutely, yeah. And then I met a bunch of people from Canada. So they were telling me that the WPT is in Montreal in May. So
that's right.
I'm gonna go there.
Nice warm-up series.
Yeah. Play that. Meet up with some new friends that I made on the cruise, and then get ready for WSOP.
Yeah, Canadians and Texans, two nicest people right there.
Yeah.
That's exciting. Yeah, I won't be at the Montreal series, but I will be at the WSOP all summer. So hope to see you at some final tables down there.
Yes.
Should be exciting.
Likewise.
Did you play last year? The WSOP? Yeah.
Yeah, I cashed a few events. Yeah, I got like 17th in the Super Turbo.
Oh, wow. So, yeah.
Yeah, that did, I don't know, some other ones. Yeah.
That's very awesome.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, now I have some just kind of more general questions that I like people just kind of picking your brain a little bit.
Yeah.
So here's one. What is something or someone that inspires you?
Someone that inspires me.
Or something. Piece of art, movie, music.
I would say my coach.
Your poker coach?
Yeah.
Let's give him a shout out if you want to name them. Who is it?
Shout out to Maria Ho.
Well, okay. That's one who I think our audience will know.
She inspires me. She's a beast. She's a force to be reckoned with. And she's someone that, I'm happy that she's like taking me under her wing, and she's amazing.
You're in great hands, and she's based in LA too, is that right? Or at least California?
Yeah.
And that's a pretty funny connection that you're getting coached from her because she actually won the latest Celebrity Poker Tour event.
Yeah. So what's crazy is only women have won so far.
Right, yeah, that's right. three women champions. That's
Yeah.
pretty crazy. And yeah, she was the only woman in that event, and so it was. I mean, she was probably a favorite in that field, just given
She
how much of a
was.
crusher she was.
Yeah.
But that's still pretty impressive.
Yeah.
And that's actually been something that a lot of people have been talking about on this cruise is how many women are playing. You see it at all the tables. There are some tables that are majority women, 7
Right.
or 8 women. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely inspiring to see more women getting into the game.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah.
What's it like for you as a female poker player at the table? Do people treat you with respect? Do you think you get treated any differently? Called down lighter or anything like that?
No. I've been told that I'm scary to play with at the table.
You're intimidating.
And I don't know why, because I mean, I don't let people bully me. And of course I'm a woman. People think that women play tighter, but you just never know.
Yeah.
You just never know. I'm super aggressive too. So you really just never know,
Well, if people listen to this and they hear you're being coached by Maria Ho, they'll probably avoid you even more. Yeah.
Don't tell anybody.
Okay. What's a period of your life that you get nostalgic for when you look back and you just think, man, those were good times? And maybe they weren't even good times, but you just look back and you miss it.
I would say maybe just like being back home in Texas.
Yeah.
Like just being in the South and just away from like all the cameras and the bright lights. And, sometimes I just want to go to that small little restaurant. I miss my family. My dad's side is there, my grandma, my cousins. And sometimes I just want to go home and just be with my family.
Do you spend a lot of time in Texas?
No, because my kids they're small, they're in school. So when I do go places, it's like I can only do it like on the weekends, or I have to coordinate like a babysitter and all that. I don't have a nanny, never had a nanny. So yeah.
And also Austin has changed a lot in, I don't know, the last 10, 20 years.
Yeah.
It's grown a lot.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
like
crazy.
20 million, what is it? Like 20 million people a year move to Texas. I don't think that's accurate, because that's a lot of people, but that's what they say.
It's got to be one of the, I think Texas and also Austin specifically, one of the fastest growing areas in the country. I have some friends who even moved down there and are doing music stuff. So it's definitely a booming area.
It's an amazing city. I would love to move back to Texas. I would.
Yeah. And what about Austin specifically? It seems like it has a reputation for being like a liberal hotbed in Texas, which is of course conservative. How would you describe Austin?
I don't know. I'm not really into politics too much.
Seems like there's a lot of good art there, a lot of good like street food and things like that.
There is, the nightlife. I don't really like to go out to clubs and all that, but there's always something to do. The people are amazing. People are they love their college sports. It's just it's a cultured city.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, what is something that you would tell your younger self, like a piece of advice or something like that?
My younger self, I would tell my younger self to just pick something you love to do and stick to it. And stick to it till the end. I would tell myself that now. Don't just find something to do when you get bored, just let it go. So I would tell my younger self to just finish what you start.
Yeah, I think that's great advice. And so it sounds like you'll be playing poker for the foreseeable future then.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Definitely something to stick with.
Yeah.
Okay, what is something that makes you hopeful?
Hopeful, my kids, of course. My kids make me hopeful. Poker makes me hopeful because, it's something that I started, and it's, when they say when you would do something for free, that, it's something that I would literally do. It doesn't matter if I'm playing a $100 tournament or a $10,000 tournament. Like, it's still fun to me. Right. And I love it. And I'm hopeful because I've come such a long way in such a short amount of time. you know, I just there's so much more that I'm gonna learn, and that I have so much further to go, and that makes me hopeful. I'm excited about what the future holds with poker.
And overall, are you hopeful? I mean, just, depending on which news channel or whatever you watch, it seems like it's just crazy times. Kind of the world is going to hell in a lot of ways. Are you overall hopeful?
With what?
Just with how the world is going.
I don't really know.
Especially, as like a mother, are you worried about anything? Raising kids at social media or anything like that?
I am, of course, but I'm.
And I guess also with your kids kind of in the public eye, right?
Yeah, but I'm raising my kids to just be good people and to be good, strong people, good, strong, confident people, and I want to, raise them in a way to where they feel loved and they feel confident and they can't be easily influenced, and and they make good decisions. I'm raising them to be smart, independent, and to love themselves. And of course I'm worried, because the world is crazy.
Right.
But I want them to be able to make their own decisions and be smart and not be influenced by others easily. So, yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, that's
All right, one more question. So one thing that I love about poker, and I think a lot of people do, is you start playing it and you realize how many aspects of it apply to other things in life, or it makes you think about money differently. So what is your favorite life lesson that can be drawn from poker? Whether it's bankroll management or putting in volume or sticking with something.
I would just say just paying attention to every I've so since I started playing poker, I feel like I pay attention to like everything, right? I feel like I'm more like aware of just life in general. It's like it sharpens your your brain and your thinking and just your ability to like read certain situations, right? Even money. It makes you smarter. Like you're literally exercising your brain every time you're playing, right? I don't really know.
That's great. That's a great answer. It sounds like poker has been a real positive for you.
Yeah.
Well, Princess, I'm super grateful for you doing this, especially on the last night on the voyage here.
Yeah, I'm glad we were able to catch up.
I know, yeah. Any plans for the rest of the night here?
I'm just gonna play some cash.
Right on.
Yeah. Ethan has a game going on upstairs, so I'm gonna go up there with him.
Rampage, is that what that is?
Yeah.
That's nice. Funny enough, I actually got a chance to play with him after the celebrity game Maria Ho won. We went over to Resorts World and I got to sit down.
I was supposed to come to that.
You were supposed to come to that? Yeah. Dang. Well, then I could have played with you too.
Yeah.
It was cool. Actually, Maria Ho was in that game as well. And I was a little starstruck getting to play with those guys.
Yeah. The next one is May 4th. So I'll be there for that.
You'll be there for that?
Yeah, I'll be there for that. Yeah.
Okay.
Gotta defend my title.
Yes, you do. If I'm in Vegas, I'll have to stop by and I will watch you defend that title. Okay. Well, thanks, Princess.
Thank you.